About 1.6 million households in South Africa don't have access to electricity. Government is now tapping into the public-private resources to address this issue by pushing for the rapid expansion and modernization of the country's transmission infrastructure. Electricity and Energy Minister Kgosientsho Ramokgopa says the process is at an advanced stage. He released the request for qualification to bring in the private sector into the 440 billion rand landmark program.
This is the single biggest build program of a post-apartheid government. 440 billion rands of investment over the next 10 years. A significant part of that is going to come from the private sector. So we created a procurement dispensation that makes it possible for us to invite the private sector to build, operate and transfer, concessioning the line and returning them back to the state and in this instance to the NTCSA.
Independent Transmission Plan estimates that 14,000 kilometers of new transmission lines will be required in the next decade to accommodate an additional 53 gigawatts of generation capacity. The minister says the program will ensure that there's adequate local participation in the projects targeting historically disadvantaged individuals.
We are measured in how we do it, and that's why we have pegged it at a minimum of 49%. And this is something that is not foreign. I mean, even in other jurisdictions, they do place these other indicators before some of these players to say this is the general expectation. Like I said, it's not just about the megawatt, it's about the qualitative transformation of the ownership patterns in the country.
Deputy Finance Minister David Masondo says the country's infrastructure challenges have over time hampered economic growth, with government in need of trillions of rand to address the country's infrastructure backlog.
If we are to deal with the infrastructure needs that we have by 2035, we need 4 trillion rands. Now, government does not have that money to spend in infrastructure. The needs are high, but the money in the hands of government, it's not sufficient. However, there's money in the private hands. There are a number of people who own money.
The vehicle will also be established to help protect the interest of investors.
In order for us to get the private sector to get their money into this infrastructure, we said, let's put a vehicle called a credit guarantee scheme, which will guarantee the money that is going to be invested. We'll be putting money, 10 billion, that is as a start, into this credit guarantee scheme, so that if something goes wrong in a transmission infrastructure that you would have invested as an investor, you can get your money back.
Expectations are that of job creation, economic growth, industrialization and skills development, with Cabinet expected to approve the new integrated resource plan before the end of the year. The minister has emphasized that the land will be expropriated where challenges are experienced to make way for the mega project targeted for the Northern Cape, Northwest and Gauteng province. The National Transmission Company will soon announce further steps in preparation for the request for proposal process that is scheduled for November going into 2026. The aim is also for the credit guarantee vehicle to be launched in the coming year, with the hope that this will encourage private sector participation and help see the mega project get underway in 2026. Katla Gologodi, SABC News at the JSE in Johannesburg.